Alright, so I figured I would do a update video on the good old Rancher 420 with a snowplow on it. This is really my second full year of running it. It's February 2014 right now. We've had a fair amount of snow. There's probably all accumulation a little over 2 feet in my yard. And probably the most that I've pushed this year in one shot was a little over a foot of medium density snow, and it did that well, and I think that that's probably on the edge of its limitations, but it did certainly do it, and I didn't have any trouble. I mean, you kind of have to go out a little bit more than you probably do in a truck, but you have better access to where you can actually push the snow, which I might go look at. But anyways, basically at the end of my driveway I push it into culverts, and then I can drive over the culverts. My neighbor's got his tractor out cleaning up his snow. Anyways, yeah, I can't say I'm unhappy with anything. It's worked out very well, and I think the price of everything is well worth the ability to not depend on anybody else. There are definitely a couple of days this year that if I had to pay somebody to plow up in my area, which is northern New Hampshire, with the size of driveway that I have, which I'll show, and is maybe 500 feet, maybe a little bit more. It costs about $60–70 each time, and depending on the ethical nature of the guy who plows, they come out, if it's going to snow, they'll come out at night and they'll come out in the morning. I mean, before you know it, you've easily spent $100 in a day for plowing. So it really adds up. But anyways, yeah, so I'm really happy with it. You're out in the conditions, but that's fine. If you're watching this, you're probably considering getting a four-wheeler for plowing or putting a plow on your four-wheeler. And I think a 420 with a 48-inch plow is very, very reasonable. I wish I would have gone with a 50-inch plow, and I might even get another blade further in the future. And then this year, kind of hokey, but I put milk crates on the back, which I already had that one break, but the crate broke, not the clamps. I used pipe clamps to put them down so I can put buckets of sand for weight. I did put chains on, not absolutely necessary, but I did it because I had them laying around. These are old chains from tow trucks that were they'd gotten too short, and they work fine for this, and they help with the weight on the back. It helps. Preferably you'd want the chains on the front, and I will probably get regular aftermarket chains for the front, but it's not necessary by any means. It helps. You can push more further, basically. But yeah, so that's really it. Everything works great. I've been really happy with it, and yeah, I'll just kind of pick up the camera and walk around a little bit and show what my driveway looks like. We've had a fair amount of snow this year, and yeah, so I mean that's where it's at now. I've gotten to the point where I can barely, if I go fast, I can push it up over the edges, but for the most part, I just push it down the driveway and across into the culvert forward of the driveway, and the culvert's off to the right and left of my driveway. Yeah, it's I mean I've got a fair-sized parking area up here. And it's done fine. I find it better with the four-wheeler than I probably would with a truck because I can get around much more, and not that big a deal. I can move all that if I had to. But yeah, so here's a four-wheeler. It's nice and snowy right now. Kind of going on these chains. So those are the types of chains that I have on there. More than sufficient for this, and quite frankly, most chains for four-wheelers have more chains going across. I guess it all depends on what you spend on it. The milk crates, as much as people might make fun of me about it, works really good to hold the 5-gallon buckets with sand. This one broke, but the actual crate broke, not the clamp, so might figure out something better for that, but for the most part it worked. You can see the worn backup light. I broke a fuse on that because it was under the seat and I didn't position it right. And then I had a bulb go bad, but during the off season, I run this thing pretty hard in the woods, and I really couldn't fault the the light itself for it failing. And I paid $10 to buy the actual Warren light that goes with it. Came in the mail. It's extremely easy to put on, and it was a good unit. So you know, it's that's, I don't have any problems with that. It's worked out fine. Next year I'll probably get a sander. I think I'm gonna go with a pull behind trailer. But yeah, man, it's this little guy's held up a lot. You'll notice I took the moose guard off the left side. It kept just getting in the way, and it just hasn't been so cold that I've felt desperately necessary to have it. But anyway, there's my update for 2014. I just couldn't be happier. I think it's really just a way to go for a small homeowner. You know, that driveway is up here probably average, mid to average length anyways, and it does it fine. Between doing that driveway, this parking area, which actually goes behind the truck down and to the right to where I get to the Bilco doors and everything, and this other parking area where the cars are parked right now out of the way, takes me about an hour, which is just fine. But anyways, there you go, my nice little update on the 2013 Honda Rancher 420 with a 48-inch moose plow blade on it. Thanks for watching. Right, so just as a demonstration there to see, so this snow's been sitting around for a couple of weeks now, on and off. There's probably another foot on top of whatever, but so that's I don't know, maybe 2 feet of snow, if that. I don't know. Anyways, that four-wheeler will get through it if you ease into it and get through whatever. But yeah, so there you go, Honda Rancher 420 48-inch moose plow.